Arsenal 2, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1. I'm sure you've heard that by now already. I don't want to be one of those YouTubers who goes off on a rant every time the team plays, but oh my goodness, I am so glad I'm not like that because this match, yeah, has given a lot of the ranters an opportunity to get at Arteta and the team. Terrible performance. The first half, I couldn't believe what I was watching. I'm like, by then, of course, there's a good reason. Wolves came out and they parked the bus. We had to fight so much to even try and get an opportunity, and nothing was happening. We've got very little creativity. We struggle to break down their block, and they set up really solidly. And honestly, Arsenal were so lucky that we got a result because of the way we set up. Can we agree, Arteta, please, somebody, send this video to Arteta, the few people who watch it. Can we agree not to start Martinelli in the Premier League? I don't care who we are playing, why. He is a finisher. Put him on to come and finish the game. As a starter, he is clueless in the most respectful way, and I don't know, maybe he needs therapy. Maybe you need to play him the Champions League anthem before the game starts. Anything, but please don't start him. His decision making, and just not being able to find no end product against Wolves, and he had opportunities. And then there was a point he had the ball and he just put his head down and ran with no consideration. He could have even tried to play off Gyökeres. He's not even trying that. Poor Gyökeres. If I was him, I'll be thinking, you know what? I think he's regretting his move by now. He is 100% regretting his move because we do not know how to use him. Nobody. Saka doesn't know how to use him. Odegaard doesn't know how to use him. Eze doesn't know how to use him. Nobody knows how to use a centre forward with Gyökeres' skill. And the only person to blame, I think, is also Arteta. But you know what? Arteta has come out and said they haven't had a chance to train because they've been playing non-stop since the season began. This is the only week I think they are going to have where they don't have midweek games, and they'll be able to at least do some training, hopefully figure out a way of getting that chemistry between the midfield and the offense. Get the chemistry in. The way Gyökeres plays is not the way Merino plays. Let's be honest, Merino is not a centre forward. He is one of those, midfielders we have converted. But yeah, that was terrible, and we were so lucky. At some point, I was like, are we Aston Villa in disguise? Because we are supposed to be favourites to win this league, and we go up against a Wolves who we are supposed to beat easily. And we should be able to beat Wolves very easily. Nothing like, they were so defensive. I don't think that's good enough of a reason. The problem we have got is we are not as good as we believe. As a team, Arsenal, we are not as good as we think we are. Even with the injuries, in midfield, we were okay. I know there's the transition of play between, from the back. Maybe if we had Timber playing right back and Califeri playing left back, it would have been a different ball game. Yeah, maybe the crosses would have been better. But Saka basically gets man of the match for existing. He put in some great deliveries, but I was quite disappointed. Some of the plays he makes, I don't think he should be getting man of the match just for turning up. He didn't create any chances for our centre forward. The one we spent £60 million on, 65 million big ones. With 65 million big ones we spent on that guy. And no one is bothering to find a way to play him in. No passes into him. Eze as well. They just did nothing in the first half. I was like, bring Madueke on because I think we need more than the creativity. I love Saka, but we need more than that intelligent play. We needed a bit more power to just basically, mow them down. They needed mowing down today. But they brought on some big guys, some defenders. And Arokodare, he's not even going to this AFCON with Nigeria. I remember I've watched him in a couple of games in the qualifiers, I think, or the African nations. I don't remember. I think it's qualifiers. And he was pretty, he turned up. I think I've seen him score one or something there, but I have noticed him. He's not going to go. He comes in, heads one, he beats Hinkapie in that central, obviously, area past Raya. And I'm thinking, oh my God. And it was already 90 minutes, and I'm thinking, this is so bad. And I know at that point that my prediction about Arsenal winning the league might as well be gone. You know why, yeah? So you've got teams like Wolves. If Wolves are not going to play the way they played today against Man City or Liverpool, they'll turn up and they'll just get absolutely smashed very easily. They're not even going to break a sweat. Let's have a look at Man City's run, because they are the biggest competition and they are our biggest. They're playing Palace on Sunday night game. I've done the preview for that. Man City matches. They've got Palace, Brentford, both teams, and West Ham, and then North Forest, and then Sunderland. I can't see Manchester City losing anything until a day before my birthday in January 4th. They're probably going to go on this run of games where they'll be winning everything in sight. So Arsenal struggling right now to play Wolves is very concerning, because we got Brighton, we got Palace on the 20th. Wait a minute. Who are we playing? Oh yeah, sorry. We've got Everton on the 20th. On the 23rd, 2 days before Christmas, we are entertaining Palace, then Brighton, then Villa again. Guys, the next run of games is going to be so painful if we do not have a good plan. You know what, yeah? Ben White is now injured, and it looks like a hamstring strain. It's not looking good. Hamstring, you're out minimum 6 weeks. Last time Ben White was out, he was out for 3-4 months. So what are we going to do? We've got no right back coverage, just Juri and Timber, who's also struggling. You remember he was out in midweek. He's been coming on for beat part games, and then he was played out of position. Our defense is never, and it was beautiful. Guys, it was beautiful seeing Saliba back. Oh my gosh, it was beautiful seeing him back. And him and Nkapie did okay. But that midfield is going to be another problem, because if your back four is decimated, you need a strong midfield. And we don't have a strong defensive midfield. We don't. Another game where we saw Zubimendi do at 0-0. What did he do? He came off. We started looking better the minute he came off. And I understand now why Arteta wanted him and Partey both. Because let me be honest, this is not just Zubimendi hate. He cannot play certain games, Zubimendi. You keep him for European games. He's magnificent in Europe because they don't press. They play, they're very competitive. They're not cynical. So it's amazing. Great. You can play those games that you can play against the Brightons. These teams that are very good on the ball and they just want to showcase their skills. But you put them up against the big guys, the Sunderlands, the Newcastles, the Villas, who are strong, fast, and ruthless. You are cooked. Maybe I think against Man City would be good, because they are probably about similar profiles with Arsenal, so he can go toe-to-toe there. But every other game, he will be hit and miss. And today, it was a miss. It was a miss. And Wolves were not even good. I can't even say Wolves were like a team who were so good defensively. No, they were basic and we couldn't break them down. So, anyway, let me not overdo it. But it's really sad that we've got another defensive injury. Definitely have to call Kivio. Please call Kivio. Let him come back. I don't know if... Oh, yeah, Salmon. We've got Salmon, baby boy Salmon, who was born in last month. I think he was born in 2000 and whatever. He's a baby. But we really need some to show up our defenses. We've got Madueke, thank God for Saka's position there. Rice came back and he was trying all sorts. He had a great free kick opportunity, but I think he's working too hard because he's having to support. When Miles Lewis Skelly comes on, he has to support Miles Lewis Skelly as well as Zubimendi. But Miles, I thought, did really well when he came on. He was making some runs, he was leaving some gaps in the back as well. Because he's not actually a left back, Miles. He is a central midfielder, and we need to train him to play in that position so that he can help out Zubimendi. He needs to learn the trade there. Please play him in that position when we're playing in the Carabao Cup, because we need to get him up and running. But this season is not looking as good as I thought it was looking at the beginning of the season. And you know what? We are not short. We are not short. The balance is wrong. We are undertrained. I think, I believe Arteta when he said we are undertrained because they just don't have a chance to train how they want to train because of the schedule. We are constantly playing. We play 2-3 times a week sometimes. Play on Sunday, play on Wednesday, play on Saturday. When do you train? When do you sit down? And when do you put your tactics into play seriously? So this week, we do need a reset. But you know what? We came away with 2-1. I'm sounding as if we have lost the game. We haven't. It feels like a loss because of how it went. And unfortunately, I watched it. I wish I hadn't. I was at a party, but I was watching it. And yeah, I wish I hadn't. It would have made me feel better. But watching it really opened my eyes that things are not good in the Arsenal world. Let me have a quick look at how other results went today. Because I remember Chelsea played earlier, didn't they? So let's have a quick look at the results in the Premier League earlier in the day. Chelsea beat Everton 2-0. Liverpool beat Brighton 2-0. And Fulham beat Burnley 3-2. I wish I could have watched that one because I think it was probably one of those games which was really interesting. But yeah, Fulham doing well. Unfortunately, the goal scorer Bassi is going to AFCON in this week, probably on the plane already. Him and him and Iwobi are going. And there's another player in thingy who's going. Chukwueze is going as well. So yeah, it will be an absolutely crazy time for them over Christmas because they won't have their biggest players. But yeah, great game tomorrow or later when you see this video. We're going to be looking out to see if hopefully Manchester City have a misstep. Let them draw or lose to whoever they're playing tomorrow. To Palace. Come on, Palace, do me a favor. Please, 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 please. But yeah, you can only do yourself a favor, isn't it? So, but yeah, today we beat Wolves. I don't feel good. Right. Let me just check out, let this get published. And then when I feel a bit more positive, we can have another talk about this performance and what it means. 5 points top of the league anyway. So cheers, Arsenal. Guys, thank you so much. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. And do not forget that I'll be doing quite a lot of the AFCON coverage. So do not forget to turn your notifications on so that you can keep in touch with what's happening at AFCON through DSS. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate your support. Please keep doing your thing. And I'll be seeing you on the other side. Bye-bye.